Greetings, dear friends and lovers of lore, and welcome to an exploration of one of Middle-earth's most perplexing mysteries. Tom Bombadil, a being of song, nature, and boundless enigma. Bombadil captivates readers of The Lord of the Rings with his whimsical charm and the profound air of unanswered questions surrounding him. Tom Bombadil makes his literary debut in the Fellowship of the Ring during the Hobbit's perilous trek through the Old Forest. Frodo, Sam, Merry, and Pippin find themselves ensnared by Old Man Willow, a malevolent tree spirit, only to be rescued by the peculiar figure in yellow boots, singing as though the world itself were a stage for his melody. Why then did Tolkien, a man known for his meticulous attention to detail and the robust interconnectedness of his legendarium, choose to leave Tom Bombadil as an unsolved puzzle? To understand, we must delve into both the narrative and meta-narrative roles this enigmatic figure plays. Set in the year 3018 of the Third Age, the Hobbit's encounter with Bombadil occurs in a forest as old as the world itself. Tolkien describes the Old Forest as a realm of uncanny sentience and a remnant of an earlier, wilder Middle-earth. Within this space, Bombadil reigns, but not as a ruler. Rather, he exists as a custodian, indifferent to the struggles of dominion and power that define much of the wider narrative. Tolkien's prose frames Bombadil as both a contrast and a mystery. He is untouched by the corruption of the One Ring, casting it aside with a casual dismissal that confounds Frodo and the readers alike. Here lies the heart of the enigma. How can a being wield no ambition or fear when confronted with the source of Middle-earth's greatest peril? In correspondence with friends and publishers, Tolkien described Bombadil as a deliberate insertion, embodying a particular idea rather than fitting neatly into the chronology or cosmology of his world. In a letter to Naomi Mitchison in 1954, Tolkien refers to Bombadil as an intentional enigma, representing the spirit of the vanishing countryside, and a refusal to succumb to the forces of modernity and industrialization. Bombadil's mystery, therefore, is not a flaw or oversight, but a feature. Tolkien's inclusion of such a character challenges the reader to accept the coexistence of wonder and ignorance. In a world meticulously constructed with its own mythos, histories, and languages, Bombadil reminds us that some truths are meant to remain beyond mortal comprehension. Bombadil's literary ancestry predates The Lord of the Rings. He first appeared in a poem published in 1934, The Adventures of Tom Bombadil, which presents him as a whimsical, almost folkloric character. Incorporating him into Middle-earth shifts the tone of the narrative, but does so intentionally. In a sense, Bombadil functions as a bridge between Tolkien's legendarium and the older storytelling traditions that inspired it. Tales of local spirits, forest guardians, and pastoral idyls. This creates a fascinating tension. Within the broader legendarium, rooted in epic conflict and cosmic stakes, Bombadil resists definition. He is a relic, untouched by the tumult of ages. Tolkien himself acknowledged that attempts to systematize Bombadil's nature would miss the point, likening him to a deliberate pause in the narrative, a reminder of the ineffable. Tolkien's Middle-earth is a world of interwoven destinies where even the smallest actions ripple outward. Yet Tom Bombadil stands apart, seemingly unconcerned by the grand arcs of history or the ever-present shadow of Sauron. This deliberate detachment deepens his enigma, but also serves as a vital narrative counterbalance to the epic stakes of The Lord of the Rings. Bombadil's domain, nestled in the Old Forest and bounded by the Barrow Downs, serves as a rare sanctuary for Frodo and his companions. It is a place where the natural world is neither adversarial nor corrupted, but exists in harmony under his care. The hobbits find respite here, free from pursuit by ringwraiths or the lure of the ring's power. This reprieve underscores Tolkien's thematic exploration of sanctuary, both physical and spiritual. Notably, the ring has no power over Bombadil, an anomaly in Middle-earth. When Frodo offers it to him, Bombadil examines the artifact briefly, even making it disappear before returning it with a laugh. His ability to resist the ring's influence places him outside the moral struggle that defines so many of Middle-earth's characters. Gandalf himself admits that, while Bombadil would not be corrupted by the ring, he he would also do nothing to safeguard it. This highlights the limits of his role. Bombadil is not a savior, but a symbol of preservation. In Tolkien's cosmology, Bombadil might be best understood as an embodiment of Arda's primordial essence. He is eldest, a term suggesting he predates even the arrival of the Valar. While some speculate he may be a Maya or even a Valar, Tolkien resists offering a definitive answer, instead emphasizing that Bombadil's significance lies in his connection to Middle-earth's earliest, unspoiled days. His love for nature, freedom, and simplicity mirrors Tolkien's own anxieties about industrialization and modernity. Bombadil exists as a vestige of a world untarnished by ambition and conflict, a stark contrast to the mechanized evil of Sauron and Saruman. Within the narrative, Bombadil's indifference to power and conflict makes him a foil to many of Tolkien's central characters. Where Aragorn wrestles with his destiny as king and Frodo struggles under the ring's growing weight, Bombadil remains unburdened. This divergence forces readers to grapple with a crucial question. What is the purpose of power if it cannot touch everything? Tolkien elaborates on this in his letters, explaining that Bombadil is an intentional anomaly. He represents the ideal of existence outside the relentless march of history, a life lived for its own sake. In a letter to Peter Hastings in 1954, Tolkien remarked that Bombadil remains unexplained because he is. He represents something that I feel important, though I would not be prepared to analyze the feeling precisely. The ring's inability to affect Bombadil might also reveal a subtle truth about its nature. It preys on the desires and ambitions of its bearer, amplifying their lust for control. Bombadil, however, desires nothing beyond the joy of his simple life. In his world, gold shines only as sunlight on the water. Power holds no allure. This disinterest makes Bombadil immune to the ring, but also renders him powerless to confront the broader dangers it poses. Tolkien acknowledges this limitation in the Council of Elrond, where Gandalf explains that entrusting the ring to Bombadil would be folly. He would forget it, leaving it vulnerable to rediscovery. While most of The Lord of the Rings operates on the grand scale of myth and history, Bombadil recalls a smaller, folkloric tradition. His encounters with Old Man Willow, the Barrow-wights, and Goldberry evoke the cadence of nursery rhymes and ancient oral tales. This tonal shift challenges readers to reconsider their expectations for Middle-earth, broadening their understanding of its richness. In this way, Bombadil's inclusion enriches the narrative, offering a moment of levity and wonder while deepening the story's thematic resonance. He reminds us that Middle-earth is not merely a land of war and strife, but also one of quiet beauty and enduring mystery. Tom Bombadil is not merely a whimsical anomaly in Middle-earth, he is a window into some of Tolkien's most profound concerns and inspirations. To understand why Tolkien made Bombadil so mysterious, we must delve into the thematic undercurrents of his works and the influences that shaped them. One of the central themes in Tolkien's legendarium is the corrupting nature of power and the futility of domination. The One Ring exemplifies this, but Bombadil serves as its antithesis. His immunity to the ring signifies a life untainted by the desire for control, a stark contrast to the tragic arcs of characters like Boromir, Saruman, and even Frodo. Bombadil exists outside the moral calculus that governs the rest of Middle-earth. He neither seeks power nor fears losing it, presenting a model of contentment. This idea aligns with Tolkien's broader themes of stewardship over dominion. In a world where even the virtuous must wrestle with temptation, Bombadil represents an ideal that cannot be corrupted, a glimpse of a world that might have been, had the lust for power never taken root. Bombadil's origins can be traced to Tolkien's love for folklore and mythology. In the adventures of Tom Bombadil, he appears as a figure of local legend, a cheerful, enigmatic being with dominion over his small corner of the natural world. This folkloric tone contrasts sharply with the epic gravitas of The Lord of the Rings, but it serves a purpose: to ground the story in the traditions of rural England that Tolkien cherished. Moreover, Bombadil's relationship with the natural world echoes Tolkien's Catholic worldview, which emphasizes the inherent goodness of creation. Bombadil's care for his environment and his indifference to material wealth reflect the virtues of humility and stewardship. In his letters, Tolkien described Bombadil as representing the spirit of the vanishing countryside, a lament for the encroachment of industrialization and the loss of harmony with nature. Philosophically, Bombadil may also evoke the concept of eucatastrophe, a term Tolkien coined to describe the sudden turn toward joy in the midst of tragedy. Bombadil's domain offers a brief reprieve from the darkness surrounding the quest, reminding both the characters and readers of the beauty worth fighting to preserve. Tolkien deliberately left Bombadil's origins vague, stating in a letter to Rayner Unwin in 1954 that the character was not meant to fit neatly into Middle-earth's mythology. Instead, he serves as a reminder that not all things must be explained. This aligns with Tolkien's philosophy of sub-creation, in which the world he crafted retains the richness and mystery of real life. By refusing to define Bombadil's nature, Tolkien invites readers to confront the limits of their understanding. Bombadil's mystery is not a gap in the narrative, but a reflection of Middle-earth itself, a world full of wonder where even the wisest do not have all the answers. As Gandalf tells Frodo, there are older and fouler things than orcs in the deep places of the world, a sentiment that applies equally to the benevolent Bombadil. Bombadil's presence in The Lord of the Rings is an artistic statement about the nature of storytelling. While much of Tolkien's legendarium is defined by intricate lore and interconnected histories, Bombadil exists outside these frameworks. He challenges the reader to appreciate the narrative not only for its structure, but for its moments of unrestrained imagination. This artistic choice is emblematic of Tolkien's resistance to the reduction of art into mere function. Bombadil does not advance the plot, nor does he conform to the expectations of epic fantasy, yet his presence enriches the tapestry of Middle-earth, reminding us that its beauty lies not only in its coherence, but in its ability to surprise and inspire. In some ways, Bombadil can be seen as a reflection of Tolkien's own spirit. He embodies a love of simplicity, nature, and the joy of creation for its own sake. Tolkien once described himself as a hobbit in all but size, but Bombadil's whimsical, timeless existence may capture another facet of the author, one that delighted in the absurd, the unexplained, and the purely joyful. Tom Bombadil stands as one of the most enigmatic and debated figures in Tolkien's legendarium. His deliberate lack of explanation serves a dual purpose. It enriches the narrative's depth and underscores Tolkien's broader themes of wonder and humility in the face of the unknown. In this final segment, we'll consolidate our understanding of Bombadil's role and legacy, and why Tolkien's decision to leave him mysterious remains a masterstroke of storytelling. Middle-earth is a world defined by order and interconnected lore. From the cosmic music of the Ainur in the Ainulindale to the genealogies of the Númenóreans, Tolkien's world-building thrives on intricacy. Yet Bombadil resists categorization. He is not tied to the Valar, Maya, or even the Eldar, nor is he a product of the world's corruption or redemption. This singularity is precisely what makes him compelling. Bombadil's mystery invites readers to embrace the unknown as a vital aspect of the world. In a letter to Naomi Mitchison, Tolkien admitted that Bombadil is an intentional enigma, designed to remind us that there are things beyond the reach of even the most powerful, and that some corners of the world and the imagination resist definition. A key part of Bombadil's appeal lies in his role as a joyous guardian of his realm. While others vie for power or struggle under its weight, Bombadil lives in harmony with the natural world. His cheerful, almost childlike demeanor hides a profound strength, the ability to resist the corrupting influence of the One Ring. Yet his immunity is not born of might, but of disinterest. Bombadil represents a life unfettered by ambition, a thematic counterweight to the story's central conflicts. When Frodo and the hobbits enter his house, they are greeted with hospitality and songs. Bombadil and Goldberry's home becomes a sanctuary, a moment of peace amid the storm of the quest. This glimpse of harmony offers a stark contrast to the strife beyond, reinforcing the stakes of the larger narrative. Bombadil's existence is a reminder of what Middle-earth is fighting to preserve, beauty, simplicity, and the quiet joy of life. Tolkien's decision to leave Bombadil unexplained is deeply rooted in his philosophy of storytelling. In his essay on fairy stories, he argues that fantasy should evoke a sense of wonder by creating a world that feels larger than the narrative itself. Bombadil epitomizes this idea. By refusing to clarify his origins or purpose, Tolkien ensures that Middle-earth retains an element of mystery, encouraging readers to imagine what lies beyond the edges of the map. This choice also reflects Tolkien's Catholic worldview, which acknowledges the existence of mysteries that defy human comprehension. Bombadil's enigmatic nature aligns with this belief, suggesting that some truths in the world are not meant to be understood but simply marveled at. Bombadil's enduring appeal lies in his resistance to reduction. Scholars, fans, and even filmmakers have grappled with his place in Middle-earth, often to no avail. He exists as a testament to Tolkien's brilliance as a storyteller, a character who challenges our expectations and invites us to see the world through a lens of wonder. For modern readers, Bombadil offers a counterpoint to a world increasingly defined by analysis and categorization. He reminds us that not all questions need answers, and that some of life's greatest joys come from simply letting the mystery be. Tom Bombadil is not merely a character in Tolkien's legendarium, he is an idea, a symbol, and a reminder of what makes Middle-earth so timeless. His mystery enriches the narrative, his joy lightens its burden, and his existence challenges us to embrace the unknown. In a world filled with ancient battles, deep lore, and cosmic struggles, Bombadil is a pause, a moment of light and levity that lingers in the mind long after the story ends. By leaving Bombadil undefined, Tolkien ensures that his creation remains as vast and unknowable as the real world, a place where wonder and mystery endure.